Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! 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 ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we wrap up this week of Sandra Bullock month with the film 28 Days, starring Sandra Bullock, Viggo Mortensen, Dominic West, Elizabeth Perkins, Azura Skye, Alan Tudyk, Diane Ladd, and Steve Buscemi. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, today we're going to wrap up this week of Sandra Bullock month with the film 28 Days. And as our movie opens, Gwen Cummings is an alcoholic who spends her nights in a constant drunken haze, along with her boyfriend, Jasper. They arrive late and disheveled to her sister Lily's wedding, where Gwen knocks over the wedding cake and then drunkenly steals a limousine, crashing into a house. When given the choice between jail time or 28 days in a rehab center, she chooses the rehab. At rehab, Gwen is introduced to a variety of different patients, including a hypersexual cocaine addict named Oliver, a former doctor, Daniel, Roshonda, who's a mother of two, older addict, Bobby Jean, Dutch immigrant, Gerhardt, and Gwen's roommate, Andrea, a teenage heroin addict. Angry and resistant, Gwen refuses to take part in the treatment or to even admit that she's an alcoholic. However, she struggles with flashbacks of her mother, who was an addict herself and died of an overdose when Gwen and Lily were only children. On visiting day, Jasper slips Gwen a bottle of painkillers, and they sneak off for an inebriated day together. Cornell, the facilities director and a recovering addict himself, prepares to kick Gwen out. Cornell, the facilities director and a recovering addict himself, prepares to kick Gwen out and make her serve her jail sentence, but she still denies that she has a problem. Storming back to her room, she takes one of her smuggled pills, but spits it out and tosses the bottle out of her third-story window. After spending the day going through withdrawals alone, she climbs out of the window to try and retrieve the pills. She falls, severely spraining her ankle, and is rescued by Eddie, a brand new patient. Finally convinced that she has a problem, Gwen asks Cornell for another chance and she begins to participate in the recovery process. Jasper visits once again, and this time proposes to Gwen with champagne, which she throws into the lake. Returning to her room, she stops Andrea from cutting herself and begins to grow closer to her, as well as the other addicts, who warn her that Jasper does not take her sobriety seriously. Gwen learns that Eddie is a professional baseball player, and they end up sharing an impulsive kiss. However, they end up forming a friendship instead. After discovering that he is a fan of Santa Cruz, which is Andrea's favorite soap opera, Gwen and the group begin to watch it together. Lily ends up attending a group therapy session, revealing that a drunken Gwen ruined her wedding with a humiliating speech, and then leaves in disgust when Gwen dismisses any of Lily's feelings. Andrea is scheduled to be released soon, so Gwen arranges for a farewell skit for the group to perform, based off of her favorite show, Santa Cruz. Jasper shows up unannounced and finds Gwen with Eddie. Jasper then picks a fight, insults them both, and Eddie punches him, which ends up straining his friendship with Gwen. Afterwards, Gwen finds Andrea dead in their bathroom, having died from an overdose, and commits herself to restoring her relationship with Lily. The sisters reconcile, and Gwen leaves treatment, but not before Eddie warns her that Jasper is dangerous to her sobriety. Jasper offers to make amends, but Gwen realizes that he is unwilling to change his ways in order to support her recovery. So Gwen leaves him and their old party friends at a bar and encounters a horse on the street. She is able to then lift its hoof, which is an activity that she failed at within rehab. She breaks up with Jasper and is reunited with a sober Gerhardt at a local floral shop. In a post-credit scene, Eddie recognizes an actor from Santa Cruz who has just shown up as the center's newest patient as our movie comes to its close. For some people, watching a movie about somebody going through recovery and addiction is really hard for them. I never have found it that hard because it's something I've never really struggled with. I just don't have that addictive personality. And some people may argue that the way I spend money on movies is an addiction. I disagree. It's a hobby. Are they impulse buys? Absolutely. But I can go without it. I have plenty in my collection that I can watch that I don't have to buy them in order to keep going, in order to keep my life up. So it's not the same in my opinion. I just have never had that addictive personality. I go to Vegas and I barely gamble. I go there with maybe $100 that I'm willing to throw away. And if I flip a profit, great. If I lose it, I look at it no different as spending money to go to a movie and to have dinner, or to spend money to go to an amusement park or something, or to a mini golf. I'm paying for my entertainment. If I come back with it, if I don't lose it, if I break even, if I make some money, great. If I lose it, I'm not sitting there going to the ATM pulling out hundreds more dollars that I don't really have to lose. So the topic of addiction has never been difficult for me to embrace and watch. That being said, this was a great depiction of all that. Watching her go through what she went through in the beginning, watching her hit rock bottom and have to choose between jail or rehab, watching her go into rehab and resist everything at first until the point where she realizes what is wrong with her, embraces that side of her, and makes the choice to get better. Because that's the key. No addict will change their ways until they want to. They have to admit they have the problem first. Doesn't matter how much their loved ones tell them, doesn't matter if they're on the verge of losing their job or their cars. None of that matters to them until they realize themselves that they have a problem and they want to do something to change it. I really commend the makers of this movie for painting this in the proper light. I think Sandra Bullock did an amazing job at this film. I also think Viggo Mortensen, who played Eddie, the baseball player, did a great job as well. Yeah, I know the name Viggo Mortensen, but aside from the Lord of the Rings movies, which I've only seen part of Fellowship because I fell asleep during it, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, be like, oh, that's a Viggo Mortensen movie. So he's one of those guys that's out there, but aside from Lord of the Rings, I can't place my finger on something of his that I really enjoy. Steve Buscemi, though, as the facilities director, I thought did great. I love Steve Buscemi. He is an underrated gem in the acting community and as a soul individually as well. You know, every now and again, you'll see those stories pop up about how when 9/11 happened, Steve Buscemi reported to his old fire station in New York because before he made it big, he was a firefighter. And he went out there to ground zero, digging through the rubble with his old team in order to try to help. And I commend a man like that. I also think Alan Tudyk as Gerhardt did an amazing job. I mainly know Alan Tudyk from his voice, from the stuff he's done in Disney, whether it's the Duke of Weselton from Frozen, or King Candy in Wreck-It Ralph, or Duke Weaselton from Zootopia, or any of the other stuff. I know he was also the droid. I forget the character's name. Forgive me. In Rogue One, but he was the voice of the droid in that. He's an amazing voice actor. I'm not that familiar with seeing his actual face though. So when I saw his name in the credits, I made sure to pay attention to his character because I wanted to see what he did as an actor as well, only having familiarity with him for a voice actor. But I really enjoyed this movie. When it comes to my rating of it, I am going to give this film 4 out of 5 stars. And I feel like this movie has potential to go up in ranking the more I watch it. This was the first time I ever saw 28 Days. I always made the haha about 28 days later and 28 weeks later being part of a greater trilogy with this. Now I know the films aren't related. I get that. But you see a movie like 28 Days and then you see a movie come out called 28 Days Later and your first instinct is that it's a sequel. It's not, but you know, you get the haha there. But 4 out of 5 stars for me for this. Like I said, I have a feeling this could really go up with repeated viewings because I enjoyed the movie that much. What did you guys think of 28 Days? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always clamoring for in the comments below. And make sure you tune in at the top of the hour, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network and across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media, as we present our coverage of Impact Wrestling Overdrive. Noah Foster, James Hebert will be on the call. I'll be popping in here and there to give my thoughts post-match. You know, we give our predictions, provide commentary, live reactions. I'll be chiming in here and there with some of my post-match live reactions. May even do a little bit of predictions during the free-for-all, the pre-show, if you will. So make sure you tune in for that here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. And as I said, across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media. And then tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, it'll be time for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, and it's new release Saturday. Now, we were originally supposed to bring to you the movie Till. Came out in October, the story of Emmett Till. Unfortunately, the theaters up here have already pulled it. I was not able to get to go see it in theaters, but I do have a substitute dropped today on Paramount Plus. I have already watched it, taken my notes, just need to transcribe and film it. We are going to be discussing quite possibly the greatest team up since Spider-Man No Way Home, Blues Big City Adventure. That's right. Current host of Blues Clues and You, Josh, joins forces with old hosts Steve and Joe, along with their good pal Blue, to take New York City by storm. And then after that, at the top of the hour, here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, and across, once again, the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media, we'll be providing our coverage of AEW's Full Gear. Once again, full commentary, live reactions, predictions, Noah Foster and James Hebert on the call. I'll probably be joining in here and there for some of the live reactions. And then immediately following that, it's time once again for open mic night. You never know who's going to join myself, Noah Foster, James Hebert at the mic stand to discuss the week in professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. You don't want to miss out on any of that content right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, on the Jeff Meacham Network, across the Jeff Meacham Network multiverse of media, Impact Wrestling Overdrive, Blues Big City Adventure, Full Gear, Open Mic Night. So much in store for you this weekend. You don't want to miss out on any of that coverage. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, as is the case with Statboy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share this video with your family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, anybody you can think of, Sandra Bullock fans, Viggo Mortensen fans, Alan Tudyk fans, Steve Buscemi fans, anybody you know that might enjoy or like this video or my content, share the videos with them. It's the only way we're going to boost up visibility here on my channel in the YouTube algorithms so I can eventually get monetized, make some money on this endeavor. Thanks once again for everybody who joined me and tuned in today. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys next time.